Okay. Hi, I'm Camille Kirksey, the founder of World Homeschoolers Day, the only holiday that celebrates homeschoolers worldwide. This year, the holiday offers free events and giveaways brought to you by our generous sponsors, one of whom you're going to meet right now. I'd like to welcome Sophia from Night Zookeeper, who's going to share with us today. Sophia, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So, can you introduce yourself and tell us what you do at Night Zookeeper?
Yeah, of course. So my name's Sophia. I am the marketing executive at Night Zookeeper, and I look after lots of different bits and pieces, but one of the big parts of my role is partnerships. So that's influencer marketing, affiliate marketing, etc. So yeah, when we do stuff like this and partner with amazing brands like yourself, then I'm the person you talk to.
Awesome. So, in a nutshell, can you tell us about Night Zookeeper, including the products and services that you offer?
Yeah, sure. So it's always hard when there's the wording in a nutshell, because
Yeah, no.
where do you start and where do you stop?
Makes
Um,
you think.
but
Yeah.
yeah, in a nutshell, Night Zookeeper is an online learning program that offers a full language arts curriculum for children aged 6 to 12 years old. So we offer a gamified approach. So essentially eliminating like the boring aspects of like traditional education and keeping kids engaged and focusing on really developing like awesome reading and writing skills and having fun and unlocking their creativity whilst they do it. Um, the main program, which is nightzookeeper.com, covers English language arts. So that's everything from writing, reading comprehension, vocabulary building, punctuation, spelling, grammar, like the whole shebang. So it's the full suite really, and there's just lots of thousands of games, challenges, lessons to choose from to really get kids involved and to ensure they're having fun whilst they're learning. So yeah, it's there's lots to it, but whilst there's also the program, which is nightzookeeper.com, there is the books. So we have a book series and we also have a TV mini series. So they all focus around the whole concept of the magical world of like the night zoo.
That's so fun. I wish I had that kind of stuff when I was growing up. We didn't even have the
Everyone's
internet yet. But yeah, we had like PBS and stuff, but not anything that we could really play and learn like that. So that's so
yeah,
awesome. I love that
yeah,
the kids have that.
yeah.
So
I wish I had it too.
yeah, like what better way? I mean, you have to learn it, so why not make it fun?
Exactly.
Yeah. So what's your favorite product or service that you offer?
So my favorite product would be like our corporate nightzookeeper.com. And as a child, I absolutely loved reading and writing. I went on to study in literature, and I now have a job where I use a lot of those qualities. I love how it sparks creativity. I love how it provides an opportunity for children to really delve deep into creative writing challenges and writing prompts, and offers all of these things to really get kids engaged. And it's you're essentially like giving kids the opportunity to build their future from a young age and showing them the opportunities that are available, by showing them, it's not, you don't have to do this job or this job or this job. It's like it's showing them like there are so many opportunities when it comes to reading and writing, and it does feed into so many opportunities. So from that side, I really do love it. And it's that whole thing of just making learning really fun and creative, delving into your imagination and really being able to showcase that in a way that you can be proud of. I loved showing off my work when I was younger to anyone that would walk through the door. So we always have opportunities where you can print stuff off and put it on the fridge or the refrigerator, as you call it.
Yeah.
And for my mum to mark my work, where they can do that, or they can see reports through the parent portal and stuff like that. I just feel like it's a great way for kids to really feel proud of themselves, as that's what I loved doing when I was younger.
I love that so much. And it's so important for children to be able to express themselves. And
Yeah,
obviously, writing and even reading stories, you learn so much about others and yourself when it comes to that. So that's awesome.
100%.
Yeah. So, what does Night Zookeeper love the most about serving the homeschooling community?
So the homeschooling community is huge. And until joining Night Zookeeper, I didn't realize that. So it's really, really interesting learning more and more about it, especially from a US perspective, like being in the UK. So yeah, like learning about how it works for me was really interesting. But the way Night Zookeeper serves the community is, I think it's that we are a trusted educator for English language arts. And that means that we can allow homeschool parents to feel less stressed and to feel excited and encourage their children to use the program. We hear directly from homeschoolers all the time about how it's been beneficial and how it's helped their children with their writing struggles or not wanting to read or being reluctant when it comes to anything to do with words. So I feel like that's the purpose we're serving here. We're kind of getting rid of the barrier between learning and fun and writing and being boring or something you have to do, but something you want to do. Just the other day, we had a piece of feedback from a homeschool parent. The freeness it gives her child to be a child and imagine anything without feeling like they have to fit their ideas in a box. And I think when you think about the homeschool community, there's no boxes. You don't want to fit
Yeah.
inside a box. And
Mhm.
I just love that. I really do.
Yeah, that's a great quote. Obviously testimonial for you all, but it really encapsulates what so much of what we're trying to do
Exactly.
we're not trying to fit in the boxes. There are no walls, there are no boxes.
Yeah.
I love that. That's amazing. So what advice would you give homeschoolers looking for like online gamified, because that's something that it's new-ish to homeschoolers, the gamified
Mm.
approach, fun, like a fun way to learn how to read and write. What kind of advice, like what should they look for when they're looking for that kind of product for their kids?
I think this is a really good question because, like you said, the gamified learning approach is something new, and Night Zookeeper is essentially helping shape how homeschoolers respond to that, which I love. I love that innovation and that we can be a part of that. So the first thing I would say is that in terms of advice, it's really important to use something that can be accessed anywhere, anytime,
Mhm.
without carrying like a stack of books or, having to remember so many things. It's like it doesn't have to be like one type of learning environment. And I
Mhm.
think that's again something that appeals to homeschoolers. It is fluid, it's free, it's not fitting inside a box. So I think that adaptable process with something like an online curriculum is super useful and should be something that is considered rather than potentially feared, because it is new. And technology is ever evolving and it is becoming more and more a part of our everyday lives. So just finding ways to be adaptable to it and to welcome the opportunities it proposes. It can be accessed both online and offline. You can use it on a PC, a laptop, a tablet. It's super versatile. And I think that accessibility is important, but also having the printable resources available through our website as well. So that appeals to people if they do want to switch it up a little bit and go back to more traditional writing exercises. So I think it's something that should definitely be prioritized for homeschoolers to just have that adaptability when it comes to a program like this. And I think with homeschoolers, you can't be expected to do it all, right? I think that's
Mhm.
I'm not a mum myself, but I feel like mums are superheroes,
Mhm.
and especially homeschool mums, because you're essentially mum and teacher or dad and teacher. And
Mhm.
so, yeah, I just think making things a little bit easier for yourself, like our professional tutor feedback that we give on
Mhm.
all work. That's something that hopefully as a parent you could just oversee and not necessarily have to dedicate too much time to. So it's about being kind to yourself as a homeschool parent and realizing where you can let the reins loose, like let go of the reins a little bit and kind of let the program do the work for you. Because yeah, like the tutor feedback is one of the main things that homeschoolers love, because it means that they get encouragement and they get positive feedback from not always positive, actually, like it's critical as well, but in a really kind and gentle way. And it means the parent doesn't always have to do it themselves. So yeah, I think just learning for something that can help you as well as a parent, like in your homeschooling as well as a parent.
Yeah, for sure. I'm always encouraging. Well, I call homeschool. I don't call us teachers. I call us facilitators, because basically we're just support. That's how I view our role. And to you said so many things that I share just with my audience all the time about delegating when you can, finding the right fit, changing it up when you need to, accessibility, adaptability, flexibility. You hit so many of the marks that most homeschoolers want and they can't always find because they don't know where the products are, or
Yes.
it's so easy for us to want to keep switching and figuring it out, but we also want to know, like, if it worked for other people. So knowing,
Mm,
like, real parents, real moms are testing this out and finding it that it is a good fit and it's flexible enough to figure out what works for their kid at any point.
yeah.
It's like a partnership, and that's really helpful because a lot of it is on us. But to have a company that understands that and supports it is amazing. So I didn't even know you guys offer like the feedback. That's excellent.
Yes.
Definitely need that. So we kind of got into some ways that Night Zookeeper helps parents as far as like being a partner, and providing resources. Are there any other ways that you really try to help homeschoolers learn how to write and read?
Oh, learning to write and read themselves, it's like, I think if they want to get involved in the like the creative stories and stuff, then there's the opportunity to do that through the parent portal. You can go through and mark your child's work if you want to, because like I said, there is the tutor feedback, which is really helpful. But I think in terms of the help and support we give to homeschool parents, it's more of that support rather than the education. So for example, on our website, nightzookeeper.com, we have lots of blogs there to support in like homeschool planning. So it can be stuff around like how to organize your homeschool day. We've got blogs like that, or kind of diving into all the different kind of educations that can be offered. So whether it's homeschooling, unschooling, game schooling, world schooling, like it's a whole realm in itself. So just offering that insight for free to parents so they have a trusted resource within our community. Like that's how we see our homeschoolers. We see it as a community that we can offer support and insight to based on the industry experience we get, and enable them to feel like there's information available to them readily. Another part is parents can subscribe and obviously, join the program for their children and witness their children growing their reading and writing skills. But it's done in a personalized way for homeschoolers as well, which I think is quite nice. And it is a full language arts curriculum, but it can be used as a supplementary piece as well. So for example, if they have a set curriculum they really want to use, but they need something to kind of support them, that's like, or something to do around other studies, or something they want to do as like a treat. I've heard that one a lot as well, like children asking to do Night Zookeeper and parents being like, okay, hold up, there's other work you need to do. And then we also have the complete resources section, which is free to download, and that's got so many examples. So it could be stuff like opinion writing, persuasive writing, poetry, and they, like I said, they can be downloaded for free. So it's just about giving our community of homeschoolers what we feel like they might need, but hearing them when they say they need more. I hope that answers your question.
Absolutely. You're a resource, you're a support, it's a partnership.
Yes.
And it is so important when companies listen. to their
Yeah.
customers because
Yeah.
we are going to tell you exactly where to go, but a lot of companies don't always listen, and so that's wonderful to know that it's a open dialogue that you're encouraging, and you tweak and you move the way that serves the community best, and I think that's very, very important.
100%.
Yeah. So share something that you don't think most homeschoolers know about Night Zookeeper.
So I think one thing they don't know is that our program gamifies writing and reading and all the other language arts elements, and that was how the program came around. It's because we wanted to make writing fun for kids, essentially. And yeah, I don't think a lot of people know that about our brand. I think they just see it as, it's just another language arts curriculum, but I feel like we do something really different, and it's just fun, creativity, play, all these qualities which can sometimes be missed in traditional education.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That gamified, I see it so often, but I don't think we really understand how useful and helpful it can be.
Yeah.
I think high level, we know that video games teach kids. It's not just about play, but play is part
Mm.
of learning. So it's
100%.
wonderful when you can bring those together. Why does having diverse and inclusive products and service matter?
So I love this question, firstly, because I really feel like learning is not a one size fits all approach. I don't think that works. I've not seen it work my whole life, even just the way me and my brother learn is completely different. So I can only imagine how it is at scale. And just because your child is in a certain grade or just because they're a certain age, it doesn't necessarily mean that they learn at a specific level. They may be above or below that. And Night Zookeeper actually allows parents to, have control of that learning environment and to, choose how and where their child sits in terms of that level and that grading. So it's not like your child is 7, so they have to be in this grade on the program. It can be adaptable. And I think that's really important, that flexibility to allow parents to really put their child where they feel comfortable, or if they want to push them out of their comfort zone, then to put them at a certain level as well. So I think that's really important. And then also, the program being super flexible and easily adaptable to children's learning needs. So the interactive interface that we have actually works with a lot of that. So to essentially suit children's learning abilities. And yeah, I think that's also really important as well, because it can cover a range of different things, whether it's dyslexia, ADHD, dysgraphia. We've created the program so that it is accessible and inclusive in that way.
Wow, and I think that's definitely something that most of us don't know about your service, and it's something that is starting to be very much required when it comes to different kind of online, especially, but just curriculum across the board, because
Mm,
neurodiversity is a real thing, and so everyone needs to be able to access what works for their child. So I love
exactly.
that you already are doing that, and that's important to you. That's wonderful.
Yes.
So, yeah. So, what inspires your company to do what it does?
This was one I opened to the floor, actually, because everyone always has I expected everyone to have different opinions about this, but we didn't. We were all very clear on what the mission was, and that is education can generally have quite a limited approach with how children should learn and grow their skills. And we essentially wanted to create a blank page to give children an opportunity to dive into their creativity and create things rather than consume things. So, just really offering children that space to create, learn, and have fun.
I love that blank page. And you said, how did you just say it? To create. You just said it so well. I can't think of it
I
now.
don't know. To create things rather than consume things.
Yes, there you go. Create rather than consume. And I know that's a concern when, especially like with my own kids, we're taking in so much from YouTube and all these different
Mm.
places, but we also need to create. And so I love that Night Zookeeper offers that, not just to produce, or I'm sorry, to consume, but to also produce their own. I love that. That's a great thing to be inspired by.
Yeah.
So, what can people expect from you next?
So we're always developing like new ways to teach through creativity and games and just making learning generally fun. We're actually in the process of creating an app. So whilst right now it is a website app, we're looking to create an actual downloadable app, which will make it even more accessible anywhere, anytime. So that's in the making, and will essentially open the realm of mobile so that, you know, if you are on the go and you only have your phone, your kids can still be learning.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, the accessibility is absolutely there. Is there anything else you'd like to share with our audience?
I know I've talked about it a bit already, but it was just the tutor feedback. You mentioned you didn't know that, and I just think it's one of the best qualities about our program. So just to give you a bit of insight, so our tutor feedback is personalized, and they are professionals, they're expert tutors, and they essentially provide feedback within 48 hours of submission. So it's not like a long waiting game. I'm sure when you're homeschooling, you have a lot of marking to do anyway. So if it can take away a little bit of that, then even better. And they just use really encouraging and helpful phrases and suggestions to help improve children's work. And yeah, it just essentially cuts down the time for the adults, really, as they do all the grading for you. And it's very detailed. It's you know, and you've got like the real-time tracker as well as a parent, so you can see what your kids are doing. Even if you're in a different room, you can still kind of have a look to see what's going on and easily monitor and keep updated with your child's progress. So you know, the parent as a facilitator is also really important in this process. Like, you're not forgotten about. It's, you know, you can be involved as much as you want to be, but there's also support there from Night Zookeeper to ensure that you can be hands off if you want to be.
Yeah, that's definitely a good highlight because it's not. I've seen the company so many years, but I never knew that. So I'm glad you bring that up and
Noted. I'll need to have a word with the team about that.
yeah, we need to know about that. I mean, that is really something because so many curriculum is on us to do the grading and the
Yeah,
assessments and things. So to know that it's just not a online assessment, but there's a person that is going to look at the work and have feedback.
yeah.
That's yes, you guys definitely need to promote that more.
Noted.
Yes, yes. So where can you mention it, but where can we find you all online?
nightzookeeper.com.
Yeah.
Start your free trial today.
Well, thank you so much for being here, Sophia, and for sharing with
Yeah,
us and telling us all about Night Zookeeper, and for you all being a 2023 World Homeschoolers Day sponsor.
absolutely our pleasure. It was so nice to meet you and excited for World Homeschoolers Day.